Guna Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. That's right, you're through to the Filthy Casual and Hardcore Show with my co-host Ola. Say hello to the people, Ola.
Well, go on, people. It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. But you have to get all this StreamYard new system going in it because
Yeah,
we were speaking about it, how we were gonna start doing the UFC stuff again because Google got us the fuck out of here. So we had to find a new way to do this, and this is nice. This is nice setting with side by side.
So as people start to flood in, just to let people know, because I ain't done a stream in a couple of days. This is one stream that is not Arsenal related. I will be doing my Arsenal versus Burnley preview tomorrow. So if you're looking for Arsenal news only, go check out my stream tomorrow. But if you've been a long-term subscriber of mine, you know that me and Ola do this show from time to time for big cards. And today is one of those big cards. Big shout out to Mr. J. Rob coming out with a FET for the €2 donation. What going on there, bro?
Boy, I don't know, man.
So yeah, big shout out to J. Rob with the donation.
Shout out to J. Rob, big man.
Big shout out to VP. Thank you, brother, for the $2 donation.
VP.
Mr. Franklin in the house as per usual. Big shout out to you too. And
yes, Rich Franklin.
I see you, Archie. I see you. All right, so let's get it popping.
Sorry, before we jump straight into it, yeah. Shout out to Archie. You know, Archie bucked me up on another show, and he was holding us up, talking about why didn't we do a show on the Covington thing? So we got to give Archie something there, man, because he held man up on a totally different show, saying why didn't we fucking do a show on the Covington tonight, boy? You and Chick fucked up, man. You need to pull up on the Covington all that thing. That's all right, man. We gotta give Archie something there, man.
We'll go at least an hour because we have missed a lot.
Yeah.
So don't worry, we'll cover. We've got a lot to fucking get through. So let's get through it. Let's talk about the madness that you showed me. I didn't even know, bro. I've been at work all day. So just because I said I was going to answer this for Evan, the reason I haven't done a stream in the last couple of days, quite honestly, work has taken over my life. I'm due to have a holiday for a couple of weeks soon. And anyone who's anyone, I don't care who you are, doesn't matter what type of job you do, right before you go on holiday, it always turns into the maddest time. And yeah, I'm just going through that in a moment. But I'll be back to my everyday swag soon. So I just had to take a couple of days off. I didn't even turn the computer on. That's how deep it was. I just get home and I'm just on my laptop like a madman, just going through work. So apologies for that. But let's get back to the swag because we've got a lot to get through. Talk to me about your boy, bruv. What's Conor doing, man? What's he doing, bruv?
Bro, I could not believe my eyes. I mean, look, he walked in there casually, comes in with this proper 12 bottle from what I could make out. And if TMZ is reporting it, they on point. Because TMZ is one of the biggest celebrity news outlet out there, especially out there in America, if you live out there in America, which Conor does. And again, this incident was supposed to have happened in Ireland, I believe. But somebody must have sold them that footage. You know what I mean? Because these guys, they don't mess about. So they've got hold of it, and it's all over the net now. He's walked into the bar casually, poured everybody a glass of proper 12. I think he's asked the lady behind the bar to serve him some glass. I don't know who walks into a bar, asks for a glass, and said, "Listen, I'm going to pour my drink. I don't want none of your drink." Only Conor could do that. You know what I mean? Walk into someone else's bar and say, "Listen, I ain't buying your drink. Give me some glass. I'm buying my drink. I'm pouring my drink here." So for whatever reason, because we didn't get no audio, the man was probably saying some spicy stuff to him and getting leery with him, whatever. And Conor went having none of it. This guy must be about 100 years old. the guy that and before you know it, Conor sucker punched him, and people had to get him away from it. But it's all on CCTV. They could see that the man didn't hit Conor first. It's free speech. It's whether the man's gonna want to press charges. Um, Connor's one of those guys. It doesn't take him a lot to get pissed off. We all know that, and it's crazy for him to have to do that when he's in the middle of negotiating and trying to put a couple of fights together, big fights as well, because he wants something. He wants something back with Khabib, and he wants something with Masvidal.
He's getting more known at the moment for his outside scraps than he is for anything he's doing in the octagon right now.
Absolutely, it baffles me. But these are the things, maybe the type of antics that he has to do to remain relevant, because it's not been in the octagon for quite some time now. I mean, Khabib is defending his title. What's Conor got lined up? Khabib is defending his title in Dubai against Dustin Poirier. So he's getting back in camp. He's having to get himself back in shape. Conor's out there drinking whiskey and beating people up in bars and that. Like, come on. You know what I mean? We know you got the dough. We know you can fight. But go give us fight fans something to, something to chew on. You've been out of the octagon for some time now.
3 years.
Something.
For 3 years.
Give us something. Give us something. And if you're not prepared to do it, come off the roster. We know he bought his contract out with UFC. He's not partners. It's probably why he can pick and choose when he fights. Yeah. But come on, give us something. And if you're not prepared to do it,
boring.
Go and do something else.
That's why you showed it to me, because obviously me and Ola do a little prep before we go on the shows, right? So Ola goes to me, he showed me 2 stories, right? One of the ones, funny enough, Rich Franklin has just touched on. We'll get to that. Don't worry. And I actually said to Ola, yeah, I've seen the Diaz one. What's Conor done now? So I watched the damn video and I just thought, what is wrong with this dude? Because it's literally copy and paste from a day-to-day.
Literally.
Literally. For 2 seconds, you got 100 million. You shouldn't be messing around like this. Because in real life, it's coming to a point now where it wouldn't surprise me people just starting to pick fights with Conor just because they know they'll sue and get some dough out of it.
Yeah, they'll get payout. They'll get payout. But you see things like that. I mean, it was Fat Joe that actually said it. I heard this from Fat Joe first. Yeah, that the reason why he stopped beating people up, why he stopped battering people on the street, is because he knows they're not doing it on purpose, just to get some money out of him. He said he'll take a slap, but that slap would then cost him $80,000, $100,000, $150,000. He said by the time he's being caught in and out about 20 times, this thing is draining his pocket. So since then, he now had to learn how to move. And this is the same way. The same applies to Conor here, because it's even more applicable to Conor because he's a fighter. You're registered. You can't use your fist to hit a normal civilian. You can't do that because normal people out there are civilians. You can't do that. Is that literally someone's got Chig Lee Gunner?
Hey, big up.
Salute to you, man. Salute to you, man. You know what I mean? Fucking hell. Yeah, man. Boy, with a name like that, there's no other way to show that he's a fanboy, either. You know what I mean? So you gotta salute that one there. So yeah, back to what I was saying. I mean, when someone is a fighter, whether you're a boxer, whether you're in some kind of mixed martial art, even at the amateur level, even at the just the lowest of the lowest level, from the time you learn how to hurt somebody professionally in a way that nobody else can, normal civilians can't do it. You can't go around, punching, kicking people. He probably knows how to knee someone in the temple and put them out because he's a trained fighter. He can't go out doing that. So I don't know how much the law is going to come down on him on this one. I think this one is pretty blatant, but there's nothing these rich guys can't sidestep. So we'll see what happens. We was talking about the other day. Uh,
I think I was throwing you off the floor. I just saw it at the corner of my eye. I thought, right, I'll put that on the
Yo,
screen.
Mr. Primovision, I swear that. Did you see that tweet where I buried that fucking Celtic fan? Bro, I murdered that youth there, Man was trying to tell man about levels. I said, listen, your fucking manager left you to go Leicester. Leicester, Yeah, mind that before you put Arsenal's name in your mouth.
Weirdly aggressive.
What I mean?
That's
I buried him and told him to retreat. Anyway, back to the show. But yeah, shout out to Mr. Primovision. So when we got fighters like John Jones, we was talking about this the other week, where it was meant to have assaulted this woman. He held her in a headlock or some shit like that. You know what I mean? So he's got something going on as well. He's saying don't believe everything you hear, but the one that we've got here on Conor is very, very conclusive. We've got video evidence of it. We still haven't seen nothing of John Jones. That hasn't surfaced yet. So only time will tell whether he really, really did what they said he did. But for me, I just want Conor to fight, man. I just want Conor to be in the octagon and give us as a fight fan. Because look, I'm not really a fan of like fighters like that. Fighters come and go. They win and they lose. So, but for me, I'm a fight fan first. Then there's certain people based on their skill level, based on how they carry themselves, based on the shenanigans in the press conferences, like Conor, like Nate, stuff like that. I like stuff like that, and that's how they get me to
I know what you're saying. Yeah,
like them a little bit more.
You need characters, but it gets to a point sometimes where it just, especially when someone's been out of the fucking octagon for free. It's like, all right, who gives a fuck? Let me know when you're back, innit? Let me know when you're about to fight. And a few people have said it before. I said it in the chat so far, and that's why I put them on the screen. They, like Boots, welcome back, Boots. I ain't seen you in a bit.
Shout out Boots. And he was just saying something what we was talking about off air. You made a list of people that Dana sees as paydays.
100%. 100%. There are some people who are untouchable, who he's prepared to take this shit from. Let's transition into Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz being one of those people. Obviously, he was on a workout today, sparked up what many people was like, this motherfucker's smoking a blunt. Like, why would you do that knowing that you're going to be tested at some point during this process? And obviously, people have come back and said actually it's CBD oil.
Yeah, I actually watched him. I actually watched the interview where he breaks down what was in the Rizla.
So obviously, for guys around the world and in the UK, none of this shit is necessarily legal in the UK. But in LA, they are very lax when it comes to weed, edibles, CBD oil. All
very
of that.
lax. It's legal.
It's legal.
People smoke weed and then right outside the probation office to go and see the probation officer. And get a piss test.
It is very, very legal. So, and CBD oil, for people who don't know, I think it's like a seed in the hemp plant, and the hemp plant is where weed comes from. Something like that. I don't know. I ain't a connoisseur like that. But yeah, he basically that's where apparently there's a lot of products at the moment, or a lot of companies that make a lot of like CBD oil shit. It's supposed to be really good for like baths and stuff. It's supposed to be really relaxing for shit.
It's very good for your body. People like Bisping, a lot of the fighters use it. They use it in various different ways. Obviously, natives chose to smoke it, but it's legal.
We say all this to say this: it's legal. Him smoking that shit. Because with weed that people don't. The boards in the UFC don't necessarily come down so hard if you're smoking weed. What they basically say is you're not allowed to smoke it 24 hours before. Was it 48 hours or 24 hours before?
48 hours. And really, the THC strength in it should there shouldn't really be THC strength in it like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
USADA is still kind of they're still kind of strict on that.
Yeah. So technically Nate didn't do anything wrong, but then obviously when Dana saw the picture, his only reaction was, like he just quoted it. He just basically tweeted it. It was just like, oh shit.
As you know, and you work in the whole world. Everyone, if you're a new subscriber, you should probably get to know that Chig works in HR. Yeah. So he does a little bit of corporate stuff. Yeah. And there's things in that part of the world that they call optics. Right? So the optics.
Real quick, let me just congratulate Dan for having his first child today. I did see the message.
Congratulations, Dan. Congratulations, Dan.
Well done, brother.
Man. Welcome your first child to the world. So Chig knows a lot about optics. And what Dana was worried about there, he probably knew he was smoking CBD. But the way Nate sparked it, done his little shadow box in there, then went to the fucking man behind the fucking board. I said, hold my joints. Let me do a little bit more shadow boxing here and there. I mean, the whole thing looks mad. But only Nate could really put that, you know what I mean? Only Nate could pull that off. And we know about the Diaz brothers. They're probably the only two brothers I know that really don't give a fuck. They don't care who they offend. And they will open slap anyone in the octagon. It don't matter how much they're getting beat up. They could be getting battered. And these guys will open slap a man in their face. I still remember, it takes me back to that fight there with Conor. I mean, the amount of open hand slap that Conor got from Nate. I lost count. The man was open hand slapping him in the middle of the octagon. That's how mad these guys are. So, a lot of people are rooting for Pettis. I can understand it. I mean, how do you see that fight panning out?
Well, let's go into the cards. Yeah. So let's talk about what is the people's main event, as they're calling it, and that is Nate Diaz versus Anthony Pettis. Now, in my view, and this is just my opinion, Pettis has been more active. I think Pettis has more tools. I think Pettis has more to gain in a way, in a lot of ways, beating a name like Nate Diaz. He looks more game than Nate is. And I think for exactly all of those reasons, Nate Diaz will probably win. I don't know why. I just have the feeling Nate Diaz will win in spite of everything I just said, which doesn't make any sense other than I've just got this feeling when it comes down to it. I think Nate Diaz is more prepared for a war than Pettis is. And the fight that made me realize that was the Ferguson fight. That Ferguson fight, I thought to myself, don't get me wrong, it was easily one of the most entertaining rounds I have ever seen in a UFC fight. But then he basically gave up on his stool. And Nate Diaz is more of a hardened vet with that. I do think Pettis will try and fight Diaz the way Conor did in the second fight, and that is basically attack the shit out of that leg. So I expect a lot of kick to that leg of Diaz.
And we all know Nate don't like defending the legs. He don't check him.
He don't check those legs.
He doesn't check the leg kicks.
He's more of a come on and keep kicking at me, bitch type of guy. Instead of no, maybe I should adjust my style because my legs are getting chopped the fuck out. So I just got this feeling that eventually, although I think Pettis is pretty good at scrambling, I just got this feeling that somehow Diaz will take him down to the ground and submit his ass. Just my view on this. I'm going for a third round submission, Diaz.
Okay. Shout out to Edward Denham. Probably one day You know what I mean? If you're about, God knows where you live. I don't know where you live, but yeah, we could get together one time and watch UFC. I suffer. I put myself through some madness just to watch UFC, and I know fans around the world the same way they put themselves through madness just to watch football. So I get it, and I don't complain for it. It's a sport that I love so much. Chig has been there with me time when we watch UFC, and within the hour of that time, I gotta go do a 12-hour shift, 13-hour shift, and I drive for a living. So I gotta stay awake, driving all up and down the country. So,
Ola, maybe
so
you
what?
could
Maybe
answer the question. Where's your channel, motherfucker?
I used to, but like I just said, I travel a lot. I'm always busy, but I'm always happy to, you know what I mean, to appear on my guys' channels and contribute to their platform. So if you want to find me, this is the place where you're gonna find me on Chick's channel, TGT, and you'll also find me when Lee gonna eventually get me over there. We're talking about it already, so
Yeah, man.
eventually you're gonna find me on
He's
Lee Gunner
already told
channel.
me that.
He's my boy.
One of his intentions. And also, massive big up to Lee. He sent
Shout out to Lee Gunner, man, my guy.
bunch of people over after his stream. So thank you, brother. I see you, man. Thank you.
So yeah, thanks to Eric for asking. So we've Nick Diaz, back to Nick Diaz. From what I was saying, for me, I can't call this fight, and usually I'm a bit more decisive, and you know that I'm a bit more decisive in my predictions. But I really can't call this fight. This fight is because Pettis, it came up a weight, and now he's going back down. This fight is a lightweight, from what I gather.
No, it's at 170.
Is that 170? So is that welterweight?
1000%. They're both weirdly 155ers fighting at 170.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy because I can't get over the Luke Rockhold situation where he goes up to 205, carrying a bit too much weight and get knocked the fuck out. So can this guy?
Yeah.
All right, it look what he done to Wonder Boy. No one's ever done that before. Wonder Boy has been fighting forever. He's never been knocked out. To now get knocked out by somebody that just moved up a weight with a Superman punch to the point where Wonder Boy didn't know where the fuck it was till he got to the hospital. This is ridiculous.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a lucky punch to me, but that's just
see, this is what everybody's saying. But you say this is a lucky punch. This guy is called Showtime, brethren. Have you seen some of his highlight reels? Are you gonna call that a lucky punch?
Yeah, but
go back. I beg you, go back and watch his highlight reels.
Bro, I've seen some of them. The kick off the cage is the best one, of course.
This guy ain't no joke. And when he sprung off the back of the cage and launched with a Superman punch, there's no way that's a fluke. He put everything into that. And the thing what Wonder Boy prepared for it. He just didn't see it coming. From what he said, he just didn't see that coming. That shit came way too fast. And he hit him and put him away. So this is the type of stuff that Nate has to watch out for. He just has to work on the distance. And if he's gonna get into a clinch and just hold him there, so this guy don't start jumping off of stuff and trying to launch attacks, is the best way to do it. Just grapple him. I think that's the best way to go. And like you said earlier on, that's probably the way Nate will have to do it. Get him down to the ground so this guy's not jumping around off cages and shit. Otherwise, we could be in for another highlight reel of a knockout from Pettis. So he's carrying a bit more power.
Big up to VP for the donation. Ola coming to the legal zone.
Yes, VP. He's always on my case, Every day, every single day, I get a shout out good afternoon from my guy. I always like it so you know that I'm responding, but I can't type because I'm driving, obviously. So that is just what I do. But every single day, VP always shout man out. And yeah, massive respect to that guy, man. Love that guy.
There you go. Respect. Some information about CBD, just in case we told you incorrectly. CBD is a part of the plant that doesn't get you high.
which is what I was saying. It's the THC that gets you all fucked up. You know what I mean? So, and thank you for that information there. So, I mean, the Pettis fight with Nate Diaz, you reckon Nate Diaz will do it? I'm reluctantly going for Pettis. We'll see what happens on the night. Are we doing a quick show straight after the fight? Are we doing a review? Quick review?
Go on, then.
Will you be up?
Go on. I will really put effort. I will make maximum effort to be up. Because I got to be honest, I want to watch the fight, but me wanting and what I actually do around 6
This is
o'clock.
two different things, isn't it?
Are two different
Don't worry,
things.
man. I'm going to pester you to make sure we watch it together, man. At
But
least
yeah,
we watch it simultaneously. We
Yeah.
watch it simultaneously, brother.
I'm definitely on it. I'm definitely on it.
Okay.
All right, so let's quickly run through the cards just so that we're not dragging on too much, because I want to touch on the boxing as well. Because
So the prelims is garbage. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it, because usually I love prelims. I like to talk about some of the guys that's up and coming, some of the guys that I've been keeping an eye on. But this prelims is rubbish, so I'm not even going to go there with it.
Cool.
On the main card, we got Yoel Romero and Paulo Costa.
Oh,
talk to me, brother.
I'm gonna lie to you.
Talk to me, brother.
I'm gonna lie to you. I'm more excited about this than the damn Diaz. I'll be real.
Talk to me.
I can't call
how
this.
How that's not the co-main event? I don't know, but there you go. They tried to give it to Nick because of his name, innit?
Yes, his money. I can't call this, bro, because I ain't gonna lie to you. all sense says you go with the younger, explosive guy, right? And that is Costa, right? And that's where logic. That's the part of logic which
he's undefeated as well.
He's undefeated. He's hungry. I don't think Dana would let him fight someone who he believes could beat him. So I feel like, and this honestly may be where I'm leaning to. I feel like Costa's got this, but we're acting like it's not like Yo has lost to too many people. He's lost to Whitaker, and one of those
twice. He's only had 3 losses.
One of those was arguable.
I agree.
In UFC, he's lost 2 fights, and they were both to Robert Whitaker, and one of them was very arguable. Like you could say, really, dog.
I don't know how Whitaker won the second one. It's the second one we're talking about, right?
The second one we're talking about. The first one I thought was close. I gave it.
It was clear, but it was close.
Yeah. This one, I'll be honest, I thought it was Yo. If you want me to be, real, I thought it was Yo that took it, right? So we're not talking about some bum here, but the man's 42 years old. He's 42, bro.
Yeah, like, I know you say that, but
no, at some point, age has to catch up with you. It has to catch up. Even, don't get me wrong, I wish I looked like Yo now. Never mind when I get to 42. but at some point, it's got to catch up with you. It has to.
I love you, man.
He looks.
I love you, man.
I love you, man. See your storm, boy. He is a wonderful character. He looks amazing for his age. But at some point, that age has to catch up with you. It has to. It absolutely has to. So it's a difficult one. It's a hard one to call.
Let me just remind you and all our people, all our audiences in the chat, and the people that's going to be watching this back on replay. This guy, in the first fight, broke Whitaker's hand. In the second fight, broke Whitaker's leg. Like, this guy is no joke. He is no joke. He's I mean, God's warrior this guy can brawl, and his explosiveness is what really gets me, because when it comes to life, he gets the feel of you. He tries to download a little bit of data in the first few minutes in the round.
Yeah,
he paces himself, and then all of a sudden, It
your
just
lights
explodes.
switch out. You know what? Rich brings up an excellent point. Sorry to interrupt. This is an interesting variable. For those people who don't know, maybe it was a year and a half ago. It was a story that came out that
It was on drugs.
was on steroids, right? And everyone was like, "Oh, that fucking explains the body." I got it. And like UFC was threatening him to like suspend him and everything. And fair play to he got on his thing. My man put a legal team together quick, and they took this this chemist. I don't know, this pharmacy. I don't even fucking know what it was. He took this company.
He sued somebody, anyways.
He took this company to court because apparently it was a contaminated drug. And you know how you usually hear that? You hear them bars, you think, yeah. No, y'all proved it was a contaminated drug, right? So not only did he avoid the suspension, in the court case, they awarded him like $27 million or
some crazy amount of money like that.
So I only say that to say this: how hungry are you if you really are just about to either? I mean, they may not necessarily pay that out, people. Let me add that little caveat. But how hungry are you when you've just been awarded 27 million?
I think this fight has got a different dimension to it.
Okay.
These two guys don't like each other, like on a general level. Literally detest each other. So these guys fight for a living and they don't like each other. So any chance to get paid for punching each other in the face is a very, very good incentive, if you ask me. These two do not. I mean, Yo that hates to VP's a
you know what VP's talking about? VP for the donation.
Yo that actually detests being accused of using drugs is actually accused Paulo Costa of being on steroids to have the kind of body he has. How about that? How about that? You know what I mean? So when you look at it, these guys they really don't like each other, and I've been waiting for this fight for a long time, and I'm glad none of them is injured. They're all gonna make it. Fingers crossed. They all make the weigh-ins tomorrow. Everything looks good, and then we get a fight. And let's not forget.
Pick. I didn't heard you pick yet.
I'm gonna go with Yo. I'm gonna go with Yo, and I'll tell you why.
I kind of want him to win. I'll be honest. I do
because the winner of that is coming after the winner of Easy and Rob,
and Adesanya.
Dana would like it to be Paulo Costa, so him and hopefully Israel wins, and that would be one of the biggest fights ever.
Yeah, because they got big those two, don't they?
Exactly. So he would love that. He would love that situation to happen, and you know the cards align, and the moons and the stars align, and those two come together for the belt. But a lot of things still has to happen for that to actually come to fruition. So we'll see. I'm really looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
The heel of the chat room, Don Juan. All right, I won't put your comments up anymore, huh? How about that?
So we move on to Jones. No, we move on to Daniel Cormier and Miocic. How do you see this panning out? Where are you with this?
I want Cormier to win, and I think Cormier will win. Simple as that. Okay. I purely on the basis that, put it this way, purely on the basis that in rematches, particularly in the UFC, I've noticed, they don't tend to go the other way once they've gone one way. They don't tend to. There are exceptions, Diaz being one of them, of course. Diaz McGregor being one. You know, it sometimes does happen, but generally when rematches take place, like Cejudo turned around a rematch, but generally it doesn't happen. Plus, I was looking at the stats the other day. Stipe hasn't had a fight since the Cormier loss, whereas Cormier had a fight. So he's kept in spite of his injury,
Cormier is inactive.
And I just don't see that being a good thing for Stipe. I think Stipe should have took a warm-up fight in the meantime. So I think he badly wants it back, but I don't see. I think Cormier will be more efficient. As ridiculous as that is, because he had a first-round knockout before, but I think he'll be more efficient, and I think Cormier will win. And I like Stipe, but I have to be honest, I do want Daniel to win. Because I want to see that drone fight. I want to see it the third time. I want to see the third leg. So, yeah.
Well, DC is actually adamant that fight. And shout out to Colin. Colin was just in the chat just now.
Yeah,
so
shout out to, and also Mad ST9. No, I don't think it's Yoel's last fight, unless he badly gets knocked out.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really been put away, and he knocked Luke Rockhold into oblivion.
Yeah,
knocked him into oblivion before Rockhold went up to 205. So this guy is as dangerous as they come. You know, he was the one that got rid of Luke Rockhold onto 205, and then Blachowicz just said, "Listen, get the hell out of UFC." So, you know, Luke Rockhold, I think, is over for him from what Dana has been saying there. But with DC and Miocic, I think, in my opinion, I think DC will get the job done. It's going to be a much more difficult fight. It's a different fight. It's going to be much more competitive this time. I think the thing with Miocic is, could what he did to Francis Ngannou come back to haunt him and he freeze and not really assume his proper personality?
Well, some people have reckoned that
in that fight,
because he took a lot of shots from Ngannou, and some people feel like that may have had a bit of an adverse effect to him, and just a bit belatedly. Because are you telling me that fucking DC can punch harder than Ngannou all of a sudden?
No one punches harder than Ngannou.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't think there's anyone in the heavyweight division that punches harder than Francis. You might have more technique than Francis. You might be more advanced in other skilled areas, but when it comes to straight winding up the punch, loading up the punch, and letting off, no one does it harder than Francis, and Dana confirmed that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying, and that's why it just doesn't make sense. Okay, it doesn't make sense. By the way, Arsenio, I love your AEW already sucks tag. I love it. I love it.
Shout out Arsenio.
I want to see Kolasinac in the UFC. I bet he'd be fucking amazing.
It probably be a 6 fighter in there, but he's built for it, man. I could see him in the middleweight. You know what I mean? So he's built for it, man. He's built for it. So you know, with Daniel Cormier,
how many rounds do you see it going?
I'll say fourth round TKO. Referee has to drag Daniel Cormier off of Miocic. Fourth round.
Okay. I'm going to say second round TKO. Possibly.
Not a KO. Not KO. TKO.
TKO.
Okay.
TKO. I don't think he'll get knocked out clean again. But I think it will be a case of, like you say, the ref stopping him.
The ref has to drag, to drag him off.
I think it's going to be, I know you say it's going to be the hardest, but I think it's going to be a beating. I don't know why I think that. I just think, I've got this horrible feeling for Stipe is going to be a beating. And here's the thing. I want DC to win. I don't necessarily want to see Stipe get a whooping, though. Because he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. It's just
for me, if he gets that whooping, I think that then opens the door for him and Francis to run it back for the vacant title. Because DC reckons this is his last fight.
Okay.
this is the last pro fight. This fight here, he said it was going to be Brock, then Stipe, but
My words.
this is going to be this is going to be the last proper fight. But he says if Dana then wants the Jones situation to happen, he's going to have to pay him mega bucks.
Which he
but
will.
I don't think it's going to be for a title like that. It's going to be probably like a novelty.
Nah,
sort of
it'll be
match.
for the title because you need to give DC his redemption, and he's prepared to put Francis on ice. There's no real challenger at 205. They could just do it. It'll be a super fight. They both have their belts. People will buy into it because it's those two egos on the line. In fact, they should make it a winner-take-all thing, really. Winner-take-all, pay them both a shitload of money and just sit back and watch it.
I don't care. I don't care if they did that fight at bantamweight. I'll still watch it.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't care if that fight happens.
Nice early prediction. I think DC takes it. Oh shit! I done said it. I don't said it.
No, you. Are you
I
for real?
I don't said it.
Okay.
Listen, Double J is slowing the fuck down, and I actually think DC is getting better, and he wants to beat.
So let me remind you of something. Let me remind you of something quickly. I don't know. This is another video I wanted to send you today. I don't know if you've seen Thiago Santos lately. Have you seen him?
Yeah.
Have you seen that this guy is literally having to learn how to walk again?
Yeah. Which just shows you how superhuman he was to finish that fight. Not only finish that fight, in some quarters, even you were like, are you sure Jones won that?
Yeah, for real. I was shocked. But then when I'm looking at the rehab that this guy is having to go through to get back to just to walk again, it's like almost, those guys that's been in a war and they got prosthetic put on their legs and stuff, and they're having to learn how to walk again and rehabilitate themselves. That's how Santos was. That's the mode he was in. He's having to use these railings, these sticks. They're telling him how to lift his foot and make step by step. And I thought, wow, did Jones really do that to this guy? Like, am I giving Jones too much credit? Did the guy did it to himself? Because he went to do one of them chop kicks, didn't it? Like one of them flying kicks. And that's when he blew himself. That's when he blew himself out. I can't really remember again. If somebody else remembers in the chat, please remind me. But I think it's one of those where he wants to do one of them flying kicks. He didn't really catch it, and he blew his ACL out that way. But this guy is having to learn how to walk again. I've never seen anything like it. Like we know loads of people that blow out their ACLs.
You say all that to say what? That Jones is amazing.
I'm not sure whether I'm giving Jones too much credit.
Yes.
Or did this guy?
I don't think Santos
if you say that, but I gotta rate Santos as well. Blowing out your ACL in the first round and lasting 5 rounds with a fucking assassin like John Jones. But you say he's slowing down.
He's a madman, and I tell you, G might be the only person in the world that isn't looking forward to a Jones versus Cormier fight, because
they could fight in my back garden and I will watch it. I don't care where they fight, Bridget.
I'm still looking forward to it, because that hatred is real. So sometimes there's a lot to be said about authenticity. When you see like idiots like Colby, and I'll give Colby his due.
Colby gets busy.
He's a hell of a fighter. But and I've said it to Ola in private. You man know I love Usman. He's a fellow Nigerian. He's the champ. I love Usman. I'll be honest. I think Colby might beat him, and I hope I'm wrong.
But I hope you're wrong too. We know Colby's got the skill set to get the job done. He really does get busy.
This way, sometimes you just have to be real. You have to be honest with yourself and say it how it is. And that fight does worry me. It does worry me for Usman. It really does. But let's see how Usman heals up. Another shout out to VP for a donation. This is at least the second comment I've heard about me. I should get one more for football stuff. So I will.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? But when you're ready, you know I'm here. But you've been trying to sort out this thing anyway. So you know what I mean? It's not
Like
like
that.
I've
And
just
where are
refused to
you
come on the
normally?
channel.
Where are you normally? Usually on the road.
On the road, man. I'm on the
Yeah.
road usually. Even VP knows I'm usually on the road, man. But yeah, but you know when you call, if I can make it, I'm there, man. You know what I mean? If I can make it, you know I never turn it down. I'm always there. So yeah, we'll
Uh,
see. One of these games we're gonna do a watch along together. No doubt about that, VP. And thank you for
100%.
that.
100%. Listen, as much as Lee is my brother, Ola is my brother as well, man. People, come on now. Because Ola's always working. That's the only reason we don't do more
I'm
shit
just,
together.
I'm just a busy guy, man. I'm proper busy, but I still make time to, to give you guys, what you want and meet your demands whenever I can. So that's what it is.
Was there any other fight in this one that you are looking forward to?
I think those are the three interesting ones. I mean, there's Derek Brunson there. I'm not really interested in Derek Brunson, man. Derek Brunson is like ranked 8th or 10th in the division now, man. I'm not interested in what he's. My man is to get to number 5 before I start looking at him again, man. Like, so really, he's the only other one on there. So you wanted to touch on Joshua Lennox.
Yeah, before we come on to Joshua Lennox, let's have a quick quick comments on not only the Colby performance, but also Mike Perry. What the fuck, yo?
Oh my
What the
days.
fuck, yo?
Shout out Rich Franklin there, man. His nose.
So
I've
for
never
anyone,
seen a nose. Yo, the only nose that I've seen that close is just coming to the Premier League. We left him at Newcastle there, but they're all better than Bruce. Yeah.
for
That's
anyone who
Steve
doesn't
Bruce's
know
nose.
what we're talking about, just go and type Mike Perry's nose and brace yourself. I've never seen a nose more fucked up. I fair fucking play, because I actually thought he won the fight as well. I thought he won the fight.
Bruh.
I thought he was unlucky and got the wrong decision.
Yeah, it was unlucky. It was unlucky, but I mean, with a nose like that, like VP said earlier on, you'll have to powder that nose a lot, man, to even get it back to normal, man.
That take a lot of powder.
That nose is gonna require a whole heap of powder, man. And I'm a
Well,
Colombia powder too. You get me? that Colombian thing, man. Jesus Christ! I
fair
mean, the
play.
state of that nose. I don't.
Perry,
He's had
Perry's
he's had a
tough
surgery on
motherfucker.
it. They said the surgery only took an hour, and it's got these clips to try and hold it in place.
3 hours. It took 3 hours, son.
Is it 3 hours? Something like
Yeah,
that.
it was a major surgery, apparently. Major surgery. So, like, he's going to be fucked up for a bit. Yeah, I don't expect him to fight anytime soon, because they have to take like bone grafts and then try and rebuild the nose.
Jesus Christ! I mean,
I don't want that.
that's some gruesome shit, man. I mean, we see some gruesome stuff recently. I mean, what happened with Donald Cerrone for him to stop the fight? You see the state of the fucking art. I mean, that was fucked up.
True.
I've not seen nothing like that in a long time. You know what I mean? So these things happen, and that's why I love the fight game. I love to see gore like that. A lot of people say to me, "Oh, the morality of it, you shouldn't love to watch these guys fight like animals." I'm like, nah, man, this is how they feed their families. They love it. I love it. If they love it, why am I complaining? You know what I mean? They're getting paid handsomely to do it as well. So, give us a show. And that's what we live for, you get me? So you want to move on to your part of the
let's talk about the boxing now. So today I'm glad, actually. I'm anyone who's wondering if what I thought about AJ's comments, I'm glad. For the last year or so, I would say last 18 months to 2 years, actually, for some unusual reason, Lennox Lewis, every time he interviews, always talks shit about AJ, and I have no idea why. Always little jabs here and there, and then but AJ, for the most part, hasn't said shit. And then I think today he just thought to himself, you know what, fuck this. And I like it because, to me, I think AJ badly needs to spike back. I think he badly needs something to just to make him go back to that ruthless AJ that started his career and that won his world title. And what he basically was just like, it was just this, I can't remember who, Anna Woodhouse, who's the person who normally hosts the boxing channels when they're on Box Office, was just talking to him, and the subject came on to Lennox Lewis, and he was just like, Lennox Lewis is a clown, man. I don't respect him. It's like, ratted. So I thought, I'm watching this shit. And he was like, and then she was like, and then she was, because clearly she was a bit taken aback by that. And she was like, oh, and then she said, yeah, that he just, that me and Lennox Lewis weren't cut from the same cloth. That he has a legacy, but if it was me and I was retired and it was my legacy, I'd enjoy the new generation. I wouldn't keep trying to pick holes in them and criticize them and shit, this, that, the other. And I was like, you know what, God, AJ, clap back at someone for once. Stop taking the shit, because ever since he lost this fight, he's been shit on by so many different sorts of people. I just want him to come out and defend himself. And fair fucking play, he's defended himself. He's like, fuck you, motherfucker. I'm going to give a shit. And then he had a little quick jab at Tyson Fury's new opponent. And a quick jab at Tyson Fury. And then he was like, cool, I'm out. I was like, you know what? Cool, good. This is what I like. I want some spite. I want someone. That's why I like Dillian Whyte so much. When people ask me, why do you like Dillian Whyte so much? I like him because he don't take shit. He don't take shit. I know he's been in trouble recently, and that's there's a whole other thing that me and Ola could even do a separate show on. But to me, I like this attitude of, you're in the fight game. Fuck all this PR shit. Just come out and just say it how it is, and go out there and get the motherfucker. Get them. Be angry. Be angry that you're even in this position. Like, how did this idiot beat me? Go out there and fucking prove yourself. Because I know that, Ruiz Jr. is now talking this shit about how, he doesn't want to go to Saudi. Even though Eddie announced it on Monday, and I was making Eddie look foolish, saying, no, he doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia.
Sorry to cut you. If you remember the night that he won the title, what did I say? I said, AJ, you're not the man no more. You don't call the shots. You don't call where this thing is gonna be.
But
Wiz,
I agree with you.
The one calling the thing here.
I agree with this. Don't get it twisted. I agree with you. But you see, you're coming from
even chucked it. You're coming from chucking Mexico in there.
You're coming from a UFC.
You said that night as well. You said that night as well.
I know. I said the exact same thing that night. You're coming from the UFC clean matchmaking party. And unfortunately, and I say this as a boxing fan all my life, boxing is a bunch of bullshit when it comes to politics. It is a bunch of bullshit that you can enter a fight, and in the contract, it says that the loser can pick where the rematch is. If that loser is AJ, mind you, because there ain't no way Ruiz would have had that in his contract. So if that loser is AJ, he can pick where the fight takes place. I agree. It's a bunch of bullshit.
So this is all gamesmanship.
But it's in the contract. And I think there's a wider issue here. I think it's to do with the promoters. Because I think, honestly, I don't think Ruiz gives a shit where the fight is. But I think his promoter, Al Heyman, is saying to him, listen, I don't like Eddie Hearn, so make AJ's life a living hell. And go onto Instagram and start talking some wild shit. I don't want it. Trust me, that's what actually happened. Trust me. Sorry, allegedly, for the sake of, I don't want to. Allegedly, that's what I think, in my opinion, is happening. So boxing is a bunch of bullshit, unfortunately. And you're right. Ruiz, if he wants it in America, should have it in America. If he wants it in Mexico, should have it in Mexico. But
he's put it out there. He has put it out there
in the contract, and they are supposed to go in Abu Dhabi, and now Ruiz is kicking up fuss like some bullshit. I have to admit, this is where even I, as a boxing fan, get tired of the bullshit. It's just like, all right, man, just let me know when the fuck you're fighting, and then I'll watch.
This is why I love you so much.
I ain't trying to do the in between shit. But yeah, what do you think of the whole Lennox Lewis comments?
From what you said, I agree with you 100%. I mean, finally, AJ shows a little bit of personality, just a little bit of spice, a little bit of something. I mean, Fury's been taunting him for a long time to show this side of him, to show exactly this part. How many times is Fury come out poking, jabbing away at him just to get this side of him out and get him to say, you know what, Fury, fuck you. And Fury would have loved some shit like that, yeah. But AJ's always moved reserved and carried himself in this humble way, and I get why he's trying to do that because of his upbringing and the way he's been brought up and all of that. But there's some people that can put on that persona and drop it as soon as the camera is turned off. There's some people that can't even put it on at all. And there's some people, they live for the camera. As soon as the camera switched on, like me and you, we love to be in front of the camera. As soon as it's switched on, it's game time. You get me? And this is what some of his fans will love to see from AJ. They would love to see something like this from AJ. And AJ actually stepping up and moving to some of the OGs or someone that thinks is an OG and talk him down when really and truly you're both from the same nation. You should really be supporting him. You know what I mean? But Lennox has done nothing but try to tear a man down the entire time. So in my opinion, I like the fact that AJ is actually came into life, sprung into life, and is giving some people some smoke, at least some verbal smoke. You know, he's never going to come to nothing else other than verbal smoke. But I want to see more of that in press conferences now. I want to see more of that, in the build up to matches and that.
Isn't that ironic that we were talking about Nate and Conor earlier and how they have too much of that side? With AJ, he needs a little bit more of that spice. And I'm
serious. There has to be a balance, though. There has to be a good balance.
There has to be a balance. And don't get me wrong, I think there is. It's important to have both sides to you. But I also think you need to be able to hold on to that spite. And for whatever reason, and I've said this on this channel before, that I think AJ, for whatever reason, lost his spite in the ring. There was no way in a minute. Listen, I know that some of our American friends in the chat room are talking that, oh, AJ's always been overrated speech. Trust me, the guy is a decent enough boxer. Do I think he's the finished article? No. But when I kind of find it laughable when someone says that AJ is overrated, but then says that Deontay, the windmill motherfucker, is the one that is so much better than AJ. It's like, oh, come on. This is where you lose me. Now, if you tell me that Fury is much better than him, I understand what you're saying. I get it. Fury is a better technical boxer.
Very, very technical fighter, yeah.
I can absolutely understand what you're saying. Don't start telling me that the guy with no footwork, with barely, he has hand speed, but he has no coordination whatsoever, is the guy that you're putting over. Hey, come on, people. I'm the boxing guy. Don't try it. Don't try it. Come on now. That's all I'm saying. So yeah,
Chig said it. He's the boxing guy. Don't try it. Don't try it.
To listen, and you know, maybe Mr. Provision has clarified himself. He says AJ can box, he's just not a killer. Maybe, but he's also like, he's still young in the game. He's still young in the game, and I think that, to me, I'm more intrigued by how he deals with Ruiz, because maybe stupidly I think he'll beat Ruiz. I said that from the get-go. I think he'll beat him in the rematch. I think he did too many stupid things wrong, and I don't care what he says. That man weren't right before he stepped in that ring. But I think he will. I think he now realized.
Did you see that video done with Savage Dan?
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it.
It was incredible, wasn't it?
It was good to get a real good insight into what he was thinking.
That answered a lot of questions for me.
Exactly. Because you know what? Me watching that, I then thought, oh, okay, now I'm reassured you can beat him. Because the way he was talking about himself, he knows what the fuck he did wrong. He knows what he did wrong. And I think he looks more annoyed that he's in this position. And I think he has that spite back now. And I think
People, if you haven't seen it, go on YouTube, type
go
in
on YouTube and
JD.
find it. It won't take you long to find.
It
If you know
won't
who
take you
Savage
long.
Dan is, it won't take you long to find. It won't
Savage
take
Dan Joshua, just type that in and
Yeah.
just watch that video and how AJ breaks down
breaks
the
it down.
whole fight and
It's
the
like
whole
a
movement.
20-minute video.
It's
Something
incredible.
Like that.
Yeah. Incredible.
So yeah, do check that out, people. Is there anything else you wanted to add, or you think anything we haven't covered?
I mean, the one last thing that I really wanted to touch on is from this card and the potential results. What could be the potential fight that you would like that'll give you a hard on, if you like? You know what I mean? I'm not trying to say it, but what games is gonna get you on? What from the potential result of this card and the fights that are there? Let me remind you again: Yo Romero, Paulo Costa, Pettis, Nate Diaz, Cormier, Miocic, and the possible fights that could come out of it that you would like to see, depending on the outcome that you predicted will happen.
Costa Adesanya, 100%.
Yeah.
To see that fight.
Yeah.
I must admit, I'm not that fussed about Diaz, Conor. I'm not. I wasn't in love with the first two fights. I've got to be honest.
I'm more interested in the Conor Masvidal business. I really am.
It's funny you should say that. I'm either interested in that or Diaz Masvidal. I wouldn't mind.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I think that would be a good fight. And it's got to be Cormier Jones, man. It's got to be. It's the only fight
Cormier
left.
Jones. Yeah, Cormier Jones. That's probably that's the only way. That's the only place to go. And
I think Stipe Jones would still be a good fight. To be fair, Stipe Jones at heavyweight would be a real good fight.
Whoa! Now you're talking something different there, but wouldn't Francis want some of that smoke?
Oh, he would want. I think he wants Stipe. It would be interesting to see what happens with that heavyweight belt.
I think Francis knocks out every single one of those guys. I know they got chins. I know this guy got chins. But the way Francis has been moving.
Does he beat Jones?
I think he knocks him out.
I think so. Well, I ain't gonna lie. I think so as well.
Bro, I think he knocks him out heavyweight. He knocks him out heavyweight.
People think I'm mad when they say that, but
bro, I think he knocks him the fuck out.
Jones would just take him to the ground. It's like, cool. You think,
bro? Did you see Santos?
Francis don't get
Santos knock out his fucking. Sorry, did you see Santos knock out his fucking gum shield?
No, not even that, brother. Francis don't even get taken down at heavyweight. Do you think a little skinny John Jones is going to wrestle him down to the ground? And if he doesn't wrestle him down to the ground, good luck and see if them bony elbows are going to even bother Francis.
Bro, if he tries to stand in front of Francis, man, it's good night, man. I don't care, man. And he stood in front of Thiago Santos. Santos was able to line up a shot that took his gum shield out of his mouth. And Francis has got way more power. I don't care what anyone says. He's got more power than Thiago Santos. Way more power than Thiago Santos.
Of course.
So if Jones leaves his chin hanging like that for someone like Francis, it's good night.
That's the only thing Rich Franklin has just put my only concern for Francis in a John Jones fight, and that's stamina.
That is 5 rounds with Stipe.
Huh?
He went
5 rounds with Stipe. But what was he like at the end of it? My man was blowing.
He was blowing, but he still went 5 rounds though. That's a lot. I mean, for someone that don't have no wrestling background to get pummeled by a proper wrestler, a seasoned fucking wrestler like Miocic. I mean, it's crazy. But Francis is not in the game of going 5 rounds no more. I think he learned that from Stipe, and he don't want to. He ain't in none of that business no more. He's looking to go in there and he's finishing motherfuckers out in the first round, maybe second if you're lucky. If you're lucky and you come out fucking want to go all guns blazing, you're getting smoked.
I may be able to choke out a motherfucker, Don. Maybe. 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 That's all I can say.
Don't want.
I'll
So
neither
that's that.
confirm or deny. Go on.
So that's a good. We've lined up a good possible fight that could come out from those results. Is I mean, there's one person that we haven't even shouted at, and that's your girl, my girl too, but your girl.
What, chefs?
Shevchenko.
Chefs. Chefs. By the way,
Your girl Shevchenko, man.
What? Henry's getting on my nerves, bro. Did you see his comments regarding Shevchenko?
What did he say?
This idiot. This is him. He was like, oh, so somebody said that Shevchenko is the baddest flyweight in the world and she's dominated her division. I know Henry's a flyweight before you say, right? He said, well, I know she's got gold, so I want to be the first intergender champion of the world. I'm like, shut up.
My God.
You cringy dickhead. And he's getting
my God.
I ain't gonna lie. He's getting
King of cringing. He's looking for that crowd hard, isn't he? He's trying to get that crowd so hard.
He's proper leaning into this cringy shit. I ain't gonna lie. Leaning into it, boy. But
Harry is out. Yeah, the man just said he's out of line. I don't think he's out of line. I think he's out of his mind. I think he's out of his fucking mind. You know what I mean? Forget out of line. Out of line is being generous. This guy is out of his fucking mind, blood. I'm telling you, man. And I've never seen a man talk so much madness. He's so little, but he talks a lot of fucking craziness, doesn't he? You know what I mean? But yeah, shout out to Shevchenko on a last win. And another possible fight. It's not even possible fight no more. It's the only fight left.
What, Nunes?
Shevchenko 3.
It's the only fight left, man.
Trilogy. It's the only fight left.
It's the only, because unfortunately she's in a one-person division, and the only other woman you're talking about, the two of the best women that's ever entered UFC or MMA. They're two of the best. I can't think of anyone else in their class. The only
imagine if Nunes does it though.
Imagine if Shevchenko does it. That means imagine her holding all three. Oh
my God. I can't even start to think about this. Is just giving me a headache right now. I'm getting a headache. I know hard on. God damn it. What are you doing to me?
I think she walks around at 135, to be fair. So she'd have to put on weight for the featherweight. So I think she'll just take on the 135 belt. But
she'll have to go up there. But I just think the size differential and the power differential. I'm looking at that fight and I'm seeing what Shevchenko done to Joanna.
Yeah, but I love Shevchenko. I think she loses.
I know you do. You do blindly as well.
I think Nunes is too big. She hits too hard. I just don't see. I don't see a route in for her. I don't.
Imagine this.
I think she's technically best than Nunes. Quote me on that. I think she's listen, you said it once before, and I'll say it again for you. I would have her as a bodyguard any day of the week.
Every day of the week, man. Seriously. 100%. She'll kill it. She'll murder anyone, man. Trust me.
The only reason I think she'd lose the fight to Nunes isn't for technical ability, just size.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. It's size. But outside of that, I think she's easily one of the best.
She's a bit as every good a fighter as Nunes, 100%. Apart from size and power.
100%, bro. 100%. Was there anything else you wanted to touch on?
No, that's it. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you to everybody that's watched. It's been an active chat room. It's
been fantastic
amount of people, but real active. So thank you guys for joining.
Hey, Chig, you think they missed us? Yeah?
I think they did just a little bit. They have been calling for it. For a bit. So thank you. Man. Thank you so much for everyone that's watched.
Thank you so much.
I'll be back tomorrow for the Burnley preview. Are you about?
Burnley preview? When do you want it? I'm doing something Friday. Okay, we can do something tomorrow. Cause I'm looking to go to the game. So yeah.
Yeah.
First home game of the season, man, and God knows when I'm going to have another time to
Are you
go
working
to the
tomorrow?
games. No,
You're not working tomorrow.
no.
So if I came home and say let's do it from work, you'll be on it.
Yeah, we can do it tomorrow, no doubt.
Cool. All right. Well, there you have it, then, guys. Me and Ola will shoot up the shit. Arsenal Burnley preview. So yeah, that'll be fun. So me and Ola, so do stay tuned for that. And yeah, it'll be nice to see what Ola thinks of the new season. So we'll really get into.
Yeah, I've not really chimed into football. I've been very, very quiet the entire season. So
and I missed your show on the Greener Talk. So I have to catch up.
that was chaotic. That was chaotic, as you know. I told you off
I know you did.
already.
I know you did. But
That's
I'll
chaotic.
catch up that. But yes, guys, thank you so much for listening. Please do hit that subscribe button. Me and Ola will be back not only tomorrow, but I'm going to make real effort for you guys to stay all the way up. And
Earlier was a Sunday morning.
And then do a show with Ola.
You're gonna be sick of us by the time we're done here, man.
Talking about this 2-4-1 card. So make sure you do stick around for that. Please do stick a like before you bounce. Don't just bounce. Stick a like on the video before you bounce. And hit the subscribe button if you're new, because me and Ola do this from time to time for big cards, for big fight cards. We always have a chat about it. I have a whole playlist dedicated to this. So it should be nice for you to find. All right? All right. That's enough of my rabbiting out of the way and done. So for now, I'm out. Take care. And Ola?
Salutes.
All right. Peace.